Hello, I'm Andrew Rainey and welcome to Kickstart This, where I'll be looking at some of the best video gaming crowdfunding projects that I've found in Kickstarter over the last few weeks, including roguelike tactical RPG, AETHERIS resource management RPG, Fiends of God, action platformer SOUNO'S, and lastly twin stick space shooter Boom Company. We'll also be saying hello to an old friend, the Zelda-esque Jaguar warrior, Rise of a New Sun, and showing a game to avoid with Squid Game, the unofficial game. Before I jump into the games on this episode, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed so far. I love being able to share crowdfunding projects and help bring the developers a little bit more exposure. So please make sure you're liking and sharing the videos, as it means more people will see them. And if you haven't yet, please hit the subscribe button. And what an episode I have for you. There are lots of amazing games that are looking for funding on Kickstarter right now, and I'm going to try and squeeze in as many as I can. I'll be looking at the games in order of how long they have left, starting with the shortest. So let's jump in. AETHERIS is described by developer Wild Wits as a gorgeous roguelike tactical RPG with turn-based combat and a 4-player co-op mode. At its heart, it is a dynamic, story-driven adventure game where your actions and choices will determine your outcome, giving you a true role-playing experience. Your story sees the tribe called the Vizard surviving in the wilderness against all sorts of threats, including monsters, predators, rival tribes, and a strange black fog that poisons the lands. Now, they've heard rumours of a power source somewhere on the island, so they set out to claim it and secure the safety of their tribe. AETHERIS is certainly gorgeous and unlike anything I have ever seen. The artwork and landscape use an intricate and colourful art style that borderlines on the psychedelic, and it reminds me in parts of the Dark Crystal. The unique look comes from art director Guy Pascal Velez, who's combined traditional drawing techniques with digital textures. There is also an excellent cinematic score by Nicolas Gaborel that you can hear snippets of on their Kickstarter page. It is clear that a lot of love has gone into AETHERIS, not only from the art style and music, but even the animation is different, with a mix of cutout rigging and mesh-based techniques that make these hand-drawn creatures come to life as if they have popped out of a storybook. There are also some interesting game functions, such as influencing your character's behaviour to modify their choices if you're thinking they're going to make the wrong one. Combat looks fun as well, and you can also level up your characters as you progress to take on bigger and badder bosses. Also, this is the first game from French developer Wild Wits, so it would be really great to show some support, as I think we'll be seeing a lot of games from them in the future. In order to get a digital copy of the game on PC, then you need to pledge at least €15 or more. I should note that there are plans to release it on the Switch if the project hits its stretch goal of €50,000. There's a PS5 and Xbox port also on the cards if it reaches the loftier goal of €160,000, but as far as I can tell, the rewards are PC only. Now, if you want to get your hands on some of the gorgeous artwork from the game, pledge €100 or more. This gets you an A3 printed artwork, digital soundtrack, early access, and four copies of the game for you and 3 friends. Or enemies, who knows. If you have money to burn and you want to use it to support this game, there is a €1,000 tier which gets you dinner with the team, a printed hardcover art book, invitation to the release party in Rennes, France, plus you get to design a special in-game event, as well as all the other goodies from before. Fiends of God comes from lead developer Mario G. Velardita and is best described as an epic fantasy town management sim. Rather than simply mine resources and construct buildings, the development of the town happens through the choices the player makes while they are trying to grow the town and fend off the various enemies. The story of the game in a nutshell is that there was once 4 kingdoms: Onike, Alora, Nihigu and Mesnia, the last of which was decimated 30 years ago by the other 3. Princess Estrella Rin of the Aniki has taken an interest in the kingdom as goes to have a look. She sees potential to build a new kingdom, but her mother Teresa disagrees and then kills her daughter. That escalated quickly. Luckily for Estrella, as she died she heard a voice telling her that she had to rebuild the city of Athea and is reborn as Queen of Mesnia. Now this game has some gorgeous hand-drawn character design, leaning heavily on the ideas of demons and hell versus angelic and heavenly. As a fantasy writer, they get bonus points for a stunning map of the world of AETHERIS. I also really like the simplicity of the gameplay. There are no complicated mechanics to building or mining resources, it's all presented in a really simple way, and that should make the game really accessible. Well, the idea that the different regions only attack at certain times of the day puts a nice twist on how you allocate resources. Now, if you love fantasy and world building, then this is the game for you. Mario's characters are bold and beautifully realised. The different characters and lands have a lot of thought put into them, so there is clearly a lot of backstory here that gives the game weight, and I would love to see a spin-off game in a different genre where we get to explore this in a little more detail. Now, to get a digital copy of the game on Steam, you're looking at pledges of $10 or more. However, I'd be upgrading this to $15, which also nets you a digital soundtrack from Jonathan Wandang, plus a digital art collection too. Now, for the collectors among you, check out the $100 Demigod tier, which comes with all previous rewards, plus promo art poster, character stickers, the world map poster, and a signed print of Arella Rin's concept art. You also get a second copy of the game to gift to someone. Now, if you have more money than God, then check out the $1,500 God tier. You get all the aforementioned rewards, plus you get to create a major character along with Mario and get credited as a designer for the game. Now it's time to say hello to an old friend, but with a new subtitle. Jaguar Warrior Rise of a New Sun has featured previously on Kickstart This, but unfortunately the past campaigns have failed to reach their funding goals. Third time is the charm. It is developed by Hunab Game Studios based in Mexico, and they want to create a game that represents their culture and their beliefs. Players take on the titular role of the Jaguar Warrior as he explores Aztec dungeons with his faithful dog. Now, Jaguar Warrior is pitched as an Aztec version of some of the Legend of Zelda games, notably A Link to the Past. The cartoony character design reminds me of the recent Switch update version of Link's Awakening, while Hugo Corona's soundtrack brings the game to life. Since we saw the game last, the developers at Hunab Game Studios have overhauled the graphics and character design. Previously they used a mix of art styles which was a little bit jarring, but now they have rendered everything from the characters to the landscapes in gorgeous 3D, and it really has the feel of a Zelda game now, while retaining its own sense of character. Also interesting to note that despite being influenced by Nintendo's RPG series, it is being developed for PC and Xbox exclusively, which will hopefully give the crowdfunder a broader appeal. For a digital copy of the game, you need to pledge 220 Mexican pesos, which is roughly £8. However, for an extra 50 pesos, you also get a digital copy of the soundtrack and art book, so that's well worth it. Now, if you want to get your hands on a limited edition t-shirt, then make a pledge of 550 pesos instead. The highest tier here is 1,200 pesos, which is around £43, which comes with all the previous rewards plus 2 keychains and 2 special sculptures. SOUNO'S Curse is an action platformer with Metroidvania elements that is very reminiscent of Team Cherry's classic Hollow Knight, which is no bad thing as it was one of my favourite games of recent years. The developers of SOUNO'S Curse, Kiro Team, invite you to immerse yourself in a beautiful hand-drawn world as you follow the touching storyline at the heart of the game. While Hollow Knight kept us in the grim darkness of an underground world, SOUNO'S Curse flashes a little bit more colour as you explore autumnal forests and enchanted kingdoms, but don't worry, you'll also be delving into dark, cursed caves full of traps and hostile creatures. Now there's also a demo to try on the Kickstarter campaign page. Even better, Kiro Team have started a speedrun contest for the demo, so you can go try your skills at that just now. Kiro Team promise an emotional story that explores sensitive themes such as friendship, love, regret, as well as the importance of living in the moment. Now you can tell a lot of love has gone into this game, and Nicolas Desert's soundtrack certainly tugs on the heartstrings. Also, it's coming to the Switch. Well, potentially. It's listed as a stretch goal, but doesn't actually say what that stretch goal is. However, I'm quietly confident that they will exceed their target based on what I've seen so far, but I'm going to hold off backing it until I know for certain it's coming to my platform of choice. Now for a digital copy of the game, you're looking at a pledge of €10. This includes the digital soundtrack, which is amazing for that price. For the collectors amongst you, take a look at the €60 tier called the Crow, which gets you all the previous rewards, plus the digital art book and a name on a tombstone in the game. If you have money to burn, there are a few tiers where you get to design some of the game's characters or objects, with approval of the team of course. The €2,000 Falcon tier lets you design a monster, while the €3,000 Eagle tier lets you design a mini-boss. The €4,000 Hawk tier lets you design an entire room, while the €5,000 Phoenix tier is the highest and it lets you design a boss, which we hope isn't as hard as Hollow Knight. All of these come with a call with the Kiro team too. Boom Company is a fast and furious top-down twin-stick aerial shooter from Butts Games, based in Hong Kong. Players pilot a powerful prototype ship alongside their motley crew as they engage in a series of frenetic, high-octane deep space dogfights spread across a vast and outlandish sci-fi universe. The story sees your ship full of mercenaries head to the PAW system to fight for control for valuable resources from the mega corporations and the fleet of warships that they have there. First of all, what a game trailer. It is absolutely amazing and it got my adrenaline pumping. If you're looking to launch a campaign, I would urge you to make a video that sells your game as well as this one does. The ship also looks amazing, the backdrops of space look incredible, and the characters look like they've jumped straight out of an anime show. If I was backing this game, I'd go for one of the tiers where I get the characters on a t-shirt because they are simply gorgeous. Now the game was Best Pitch winner at the Global Games Pitch this year. Even better, it is coming to all consoles including PlayStation, Xbox and the Switch. So I'm definitely backing this one. Sign me up to go into space and blast the shit out of stuff in style. For a copy of the game plus access to the Boom Company mini mission demo, you need to pledge 120 Hong Kong dollars, which is around £12. Now if you want an array of digital goodies, check out the Merc Marine tier at 625 Hong Kong dollars, which is around £60. You'll get a digital sticker pack, wallpapers, digital soundtrack, plus open beta access. However, if like me, you want one of those sweet t-shirts, then you're looking at the Intergalactic Bronco tier of 935 Hong Kong dollars, it's about £90. You also get a set of posters, postcards and physical stickers as well. Now if you are richer than the mega corporations in the game, check out the highest tier, which is dubbed Supreme Space Commander. It's 7,800 Hong Kong dollars, which is about £735. You get so many goodies with this, plus you get to design your own mission. Which brings us to the one to avoid. Squid Game, the hit Netflix TV show, has taken the world by storm. I haven't watched it yet, but I do plan on binging it soon. However, I was dismayed to see that a Denmark-based company called Evilite Studio has set up a crowdfunder to fund Squid Game, the game, not even a month after the TV show debuted. Many of you will have read that it took the creator of the TV show, Wang Dong-yuk, almost a decade to get the TV show made, so the fact that someone would blatantly rip it off is horrendous. I'm also calling out Kickstarter themselves in this for allowing it to be posted and having changed the reporting policy, so you can't report a dodgy project unless you are the actual copyright owner. This is pandering to people who will happily rip off other people's work. Anyway, why should you avoid it? Well, even if it is successfully funded, the game will be infringing on a trademarked intellectual property and will never see the light of day. Essentially, you will lose your money. Even if that were not the case, there are few red flags. There's no video, just a screenshot. The company, Evilite Studios, doesn't have any digital presence beyond this Kickstarter campaign, and the person who set it up, Dan Rudu Murisan, doesn't seem to exist. So please join me in letting Netflix know about it so they can contact Kickstarter. That's all from me. As always, I'll be keeping an eye on the progress of all of the projects I've shown and helping them out by spreading the word on Twitter at Andrew Rainey and at kick_start_this. So please come follow me, share the video links and spread the word even further. If you can help out these developers, then please click on the project link in the comments to give them a pledge. If you cannot afford to do so, I'm sure they would appreciate it if you would share the link to their Kickstarter page across your social media channels. Remember, if you love crowdfunding and video games as much as I do and want to hear about exciting new campaigns, please remember to hit the subscribe button. And if you're someone who has just launched a campaign or is about to, please let me know so I can cover it on the channel at a future date. Until next time.